Slurry?
Of course, it's easy. What's your assessment about the batting as you came into the Zimbabwe setup and the work that's been done so far to try and jumpstart that?
Yeah, I think there's two parts to that question. So the first part is obviously with the 2020 format coming in, the investment in, I guess, a younger squad of players to blood them over the next period of time. So the assessment of the batsmen or the batting group is that, look, I think we've got a highly talented, multi-skilled group. I think our biggest challenge is fast-tracking the learning and situational awareness with all our batsmen. With the young group of batsmen, obviously, the biggest challenge is in-game decision-making and the ability to read situations, which, unfortunately, as a young group, often you might see things and not quite understand the circumstances that surround it. So, look, I'm really heartened by the skill sets, the character of the young batsmen that we do have in particular. The biggest challenge is us fast-tracking the learning and learning extremely fast.
Dion, it's 87 for 3. In as much as we are learning, how much would you say we let it slip in terms of winning this match?
Absolutely. Look, we're disappointed. We're hurting at the fact that we've lost a fixture that we truly believed we were capable of winning, especially at the halfway point. We've obviously played Pakistan in a one-day series, so we know the challenges that they're going to throw at us. The batting units discussed and chatted at length around game plans, strategies, style of play, and how to approach the situations. And the trend that we've seen over the last 4 games now, including the one-day games, is that we're getting ourselves a really good platform and foundation. And Marumani is batting extremely well. And at key moments, we keep losing an unfortunate wicket, whether it be by poor decision making, or just a bit of bad luck. And we saw that again. And with T20 in particular, momentum is so critical. And those little moments, we lost momentum. And with a bowling unit that Pakistan has that obviously bowls a number of spinners, once you lose momentum, to regain it requires risk taking. And again, to my earlier point around that situational awareness, just our accuracy of what risks to take and when, we're a little bit off today. So those are the fast-track learnings that we really have to have. Is could we have taken some of those risks at a later stage and been comfortable with the run rate to go up? And we spoke at the halfway point around what run rate we, as a worst-case scenario, were prepared to let it get to before our risk-taking needed to be extreme. So, look, that's going to be a topic of focus when we gather later today and tomorrow in training. So obviously, it's very disappointed that we let the game slip.
That's right. Dion, you've got a unique approach in the sense that you were there as a player when we're transitioning around 2004-2005, we're transitioning with the younger players. So it has always been an issue within Zimbabwe of losing wickets, since time immemorial. So now with what you've learned through playing days and having gone away and learned also quite a few things, how do you then approach those things based that you're a local guy who understands the Zimbabwean culture, scenarios, that we'll be able to transition this team as you've alluded to towards 2024 and even the squad towards 2027, that they will not lose confidence in their ability to do things, but start winning games for their country?
That's a really good question, because I think the part there is not to lose confidence.
Yes.
And part of that is ensuring that the players don't lose confidence in their ability, but also us not losing confidence in those players. Because that transition period, whilst we don't want to be in a transition period for long, it's ensuring that we allow those players to gain that experience. And 2020 is one of those most fickle formats. So until a player has genuinely had 40, 50 games, that quantifies experience. So it's ensuring that we're not using that as an excuse, and we're not in a transition phase for long. But the players that we have, the confidence that they need to ensure that they keep attaching themselves to is their skill sets, the ability to read situations better and grow in that. So I suppose having gone through that journey of being a young player coming through the system as well, knowing the pitfalls of when your attention goes away from what's important in terms of the experience and the learnings, and ensuring that our skills are getting better for what international cricket requires. And understanding and accepting at times that the results might not go our way, but for us as the coaches, as the public, the fans, the Zimbabwe cricket, seeing the genuine improvement of our group. And that's going to be critical. I think the big judgment is if we're still making the same mistakes at the end of the Afghanistan series, then we haven't learned, we haven't had honest enough conversations, and we haven't moved forward, because Afghanistan will throw very much a similar challenge in terms of the balance of team, in terms of the bowlers that they're likely to use. So it's ensuring that you as the press and us as coaches and the public see that improvement, that these collapses are a thing of the past or are a thing of a rarity.
Anyone else? Okay, Larry? You mentioned Naramani and his performance at the moment. Of course, it's unfortunate that he's been on the wrong end of a couple of run-outs. What is it that you think has clicked from a player who sometimes was timid, didn't take on the opposition as much, but almost seems like he's happy to take responsibility?
Yes, and Murray's probably an easy example, but there's a number of players, that have played across all three formats now that hopefully their confidence in themselves, their confidence in their skill sets, and then also the freedom that we're really trying to encourage them to express themselves, because like I said, Zimbabweans, we're never short of talent. It's how we express that and how we encourage those players to express their talent. So what we're seeing in Maro now is someone who has all the ability, starting to figure out himself and his identity as a batsman, and having the confidence to go out there and execute his skills, whilst obviously over the last few months there's been a few technical adjustments, and I'll say adjustments because all our batsmen will continually have adjustments in their game. And what we see now is an improved player, but also an improved person. He's a great character in the change room. He keeps things really simple, and that allows him to hopefully display what we're currently seeing out there.
Okay, I'll take the last one. Okay.
So Dion, so T20 allows all the teams, probably the underdog and the favorites. It's anybody's game. In terms of the mentality, now with the proliferation of this T20 leagues around the world, this becomes the stage for some of our players to play and be seen around the world. And you've been around. Is that discussion that even if you win your games for your country playing T20, it also allows you to be seen and buoyant,
Yeah, and to be honest, that's never part of our conversations. And to the earlier question and answer, it's ensuring that our attention is on the right priorities. And the biggest priority is upskilling the batsmen, but giving them that situational awareness and that experience of making better decisions out there. Whatever the outcome in terms of their performances, the opportunities that then present themselves, that's world cricket, and the challenges that every country have. But we don't incentivize the players with that carrot. We incentivize the players by genuinely becoming the most successful generation of Zimbabwean cricketers. And to do that, they need to understand what the little steps are and what the little controllables are, because there's no secret sauce. It's really keeping it really simple. It's the little basic skills and the basic fundamentals being done over and over and over again. And as soon as our attention goes to some of those more attractive potential leagues out there, we lose sight of what's really important and what's our priority here and now.
All right, Coach Diga, thank you very much. Jens, thank you very much.